The Galactic Council's Xenobiology Department had classified Earth as uninhabitable long before humanity made contact. The reports painted a picture of a nightmare world, crushing gravity that would pulverize most species' bones, an atmosphere so corrosive it could dissolve metal, and weather patterns so violent they defied comprehension. The planet's surface crawled with apex predators, venomous creatures, and microscopic killers that could end a civilization. Dr. Kethvar, the Council's leading expert on Deathworlds, had spent decades studying such planets. None had ever produced sentient life. The mathematics were simple. Worlds that brutal forged only monsters. When the first human ship appeared at the edge of Centauri space, the initial response was panic. The vessel emerged from a jump point that originated from the Sol system, that cursed Deathworld they'd marked as a quarantine zone. Whatever had crawled out of Earth's poisonous cradle could only be an abomination. Admiral Zexitai of the Hegemony Defense Fleet mobilized 3 battle groups. Standard protocol demanded immediate containment of any Deathworld spawn. The human vessel, primitive by galactic standards, responded to their hails with curious enthusiasm rather than the expected bloodthirsty roars. "Greetings. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UES Endeavor. We come in peace and friendship." The translation algorithm struggled with the concept. Deathworld creatures didn't understand peace. They knew only hunger, violence, and the endless struggle for dominance. Yet the scanning reports were even more confusing than the words. The humans weren't monsters. They stood upright on 2 legs, possessed soft skin without natural armor, and carried no visible weapons, biological or otherwise. Their ship contained no torture chambers, no breeding pits for lesser species, no evidence of the savage hierarchy that Deathworld evolution should have produced. Dr. Kethvar insisted on direct contact despite the protests of military commanders. If these creatures had somehow survived Earth, understanding them could revolutionize xenobiology. The first meeting took place aboard a hegemony research station, with every possible safety protocol in effect. Captain Chen entered the sterile meeting chamber without an environmental suit. The station's atmosphere, carefully calibrated to be comfortable for most council species, should have been toxic to a creature from Earth's hellish environment. Instead, she breathed easily and smiled warmly at the assembled scientists. "Your planet," Dr. Kethvar began without preamble, "has gravity 2.3 times standard. Your atmosphere is 21% oxygen, a concentration that would be explosive to most worlds. Your weather includes rotating storms that dwarf entire moons. How do you exist?" Captain Chen's expression grew thoughtful. "Earth can be challenging, certainly. But it's also beautiful. The same storms that might seem terrifying create incredible displays of lightning that light up the sky. The high gravity means we're naturally stronger than we might otherwise be. The oxygen-rich atmosphere gives us incredible endurance." "Challenging?" The Vorthak representative's gills fluttered in disbelief. "Your world harbors creatures that hunt in packs, others that can kill with a single bite, and diseases that have wiped out entire ecosystems on other planets." "We learned to work together," Chen replied simply. "The pack hunters you mention, wolves, we domesticated some of their ancestors. They became our companions. The venomous creatures taught us to develop medicine. The diseases forced us to understand biology and develop immunity. Every challenge became a teacher." Dr. Kethvar pulled up holographic displays of Earth's surface, massive predators, volcanic eruptions, hurricanes that could level continents. "These didn't forge you into monsters?" "They forged us into humans," Chen said. "We learned that survival wasn't about being the strongest or the most vicious. It was about adaptation, cooperation, and finding beauty even in harsh conditions. Yes, we can fight when we must. Earth taught us that too. But it also taught us that the greatest strength comes from lifting each other up." The assembled scientists exchanged glances. This didn't align with any known evolutionary models. Deathworlds were supposed to create perfect killers, not philosophers who spoke of beauty and cooperation. "Demonstrate," Admiral Zexitai commanded, finally speaking. "Show us what Earth forged." Captain Chen nodded and activated her personal communicator. "Endeavor, please prepare the cultural exchange package." What followed challenged every assumption the Galactic Council held about Deathworld evolution. The humans shared music that captured both the gentle whisper of wind through leaves and the raw power of thunderstorms. They displayed art that found magnificence in their planet's fury and serenity in its quiet moments. They presented literature that explored not conquest, but the profound connections between thinking beings. Most shocking of all, they offered aid. Medical knowledge hard-won from battling Earth's diseases. Engineering solutions born from surviving impossible weather. Agricultural techniques developed on a world where even the plants could be deadly. Your Deathworld made you monsters, Dr. Kethvar said finally, but not in the way we expected. Chen smiled. Monsters in our capacity for compassion? For finding hope in darkness? For refusing to let hardship make us hard? She gestured to the displays still showing Earth's savage beauty. Our world taught us that life is precious precisely because it's fragile. That intelligence is valuable because it's rare. That cooperation isn't weakness, it's the only thing that let us not just survive, but thrive. The council session that followed lasted for weeks. Reports were filed, theories revised, and entire departments restructured. Earth wasn't reclassified as habitable. It remained every bit as deadly as before. But humanity was welcomed into the galactic community with a mixture of awe and bewilderment. Dr. Kethvar updated his research files with a new category: Deathworld's Outcome Adaptive Sapience. Below it, he added a personal note. They thought the Deathworld forged monsters. It simply forged humans. Perhaps we've been measuring strength wrong all along. The Endeavor departed a month later, carrying with it the promise of continued contact and cultural exchange. As Captain Chen's ship disappeared into jump space, Admiral Zextai made a private log entry. Note to self: never assume that surviving the impossible makes someone a monster. Sometimes it just makes them impossibly wonderful. Earth remained a death world, but its children had proven that even the harshest forge could create something beautiful, strong, and unexpectedly gentle. The galaxy would never look at death worlds or their survivors the same way again.